One of the biggest arcade racing darlings in 2021 hits that iconic orange track again in Hot Wheels 2 Unleashed Turbocharged. I adored the over-the-top action in the original title, and the team at Milestone looks to up the ante with some new tracks, new cars, new racing mechanics, and an all-new campaign. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and let's hit the gas on another stellar arcade racer. One of the biggest changes to the Hot Wheels Unleashed sequel is the new driving mechanics at your disposal on the wild and windy tracks. In the past title, it was all about boosting and building up that meter with Mario Kart style drifting. Those mechanics are still front and center, but you're blessed with the ability to jump obstacles and lateral dash to take out your opponents. I personally love these additions because it adds to the over-the-top arcade style while also changing how you approach each track. The jump mechanic is great for adding verticality and exploration to each track that makes you feel like you're never out of the race. There are plenty of shortcuts and cheeky ways to shorten the track that it adds a replayability to races that didn't feel as rewarding in the first title. You can now cut a corner and jump back onto the track, or see an opponent try to take you out and leap out of the way. The lateral dash mechanic is easily one of my favorite additions to the game, as it allows you to really bump and grind against your opponents and sometimes even send them off the track. It's a mechanic that reminds me of the beloved Road Rash from back in the day, where you're fighting for position and picking your spots to get ahead of the pack. While it's fun to bump into others, it doesn't mean that it can't happen to you too. It adds a sense of strategy and track awareness that wasn't there in the original Unleashed. Both mechanics rely on having boost available in your meter, so it plays nice with the existing driving aspects already baked into the game. The new jump and lateral dash makes each track feel more alive, engaging, and punishing if you're not careful. It's everything I wanted in a Hot Wheels arcade racer, where it's all gas, no brakes, and a hilarious time with your friends and family. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 is all about celebrating the iconic toy cars that we collected and played with as kids and adults. The sequel delivers over 130 cars to unlock and race to your heart's desire, with a great range of iconic classics as well as some modern cars that you see on the road. Making its debut to the robust catalog this year are ATVs and motorbikes. Both car classes have a unique feel to them, with ATVs being great on off-road tracks and motorbikes tearing up the straights with a real sense of speed. My favorite aspect of the car catalog is how affordable it is to unlock these beautiful cars. The most expensive and unique cars will put you out about 5,500 credits, while the remainder ranges between 2,000 and 3,500 credits. With quick races and generous payouts, it feels like I'm adding more of my favorite Hot Wheels to my collection with every race. Obviously, it takes a few more races to unlock the legendary cars, but it never felt like a chore or a bank buster to get your favorite cars in your hands. Outside of the new cars and car types, the team at Milestone also implemented an upgrading system that lets you customize your beloved beauties to drive how you want them to. As you race, you'll unlock upgrade points that you can use on any of your cars that add benefits like increased handling in drifts, immunity to certain obstacles, and how you want your boost to be utilized. Each skill has pros and cons to how your car will behave after the upgrades, which made the skill customization have tangible effects on how your car handles and accelerates. Do you want stronger boost but a shorter meter? Or do you prefer better drift handling at the cost of boost charging rates? It's these trade-offs that made you have to think about how you want your car to feel, and it never felt like you were mindlessly upgrading your car to be faster and stronger than the rest of the pack. Customizing how your car performs isn't the only freedom you have with your car collection, as you can make the look of your cars tailored to your style and personality as well. I love that you can have a car similar to your opponent, but achieve a different look that makes it feel uniquely to you. There will be no shortage of custom liveries from the community, as you can upload your favorite paint jobs and share them with everyone. It feels very similar to Forza Horizon or The Crew, and is a great way to bring the community together and encourage sharing your beautiful work. The last major addition to Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 is the all-new campaign. The premise behind the story is pretty straightforward, where it's up to two young racers to hit the twisting tracks to save their town. The story isn't groundbreaking, but has a playful tone that keeps you driving towards your next big race. The campaign map itself is massive, with easily 10 plus hours of racing gameplay within it to keep you earning credits, collecting cars, and upgrading your favorite toys. I enjoyed the diversity of race types such as Quick Race, Drift Master, Time Trials, and Boss Races. The variety of objectives kept each race feeling fresh and fun, and my personal favorite is the quick races because of those new mechanics with jump and lateral dash that keeps you wanting to bash your opponents into the walls. My only complaint about the campaign is the boss races falling really flat for me. I was hoping you'd be racing some of the most iconic Hot Wheels cars in the boss races, but instead the boss was the track itself. With these boss races, there's a meter that fills up at the top of the screen that you can't let get to full or else the race is over. To reset the meter, you smash into boards littered on the track and is a rinse and repeat mechanic from there. I would have loved to do a head-to-head race against a tougher opponent instead of a pseudo time trial, but it wasn't bad enough to take away from the overall solid experience from the campaign. The campaign does a great job of rewarding you pretty handsomely throughout each race, and it felt like a perfect mode to beef up your car catalog, customize your favorite hot rod, and unlock additional elements for the track editor. One of the biggest appeals to Hot Wheels Unleashed that brings us back to our childhood is the custom track editor. There's nothing like smacking your brother with one of those plastic orange tracks and then linking them together to whoop him on the track too. Oh man, the 90s were a wild time. Please don't actually hit your siblings with these track pieces. Unleashed 2 builds off the already great track editor with new elements and locations to choose from. The new locations of Backyard, Gas Station, Dino Museum, Arcade, and Mini Golf provide different looks as well as different feels on the track. The Backyard has a focus on off-roading with looser drifting, while the Arcade has hard, glossy surfaces putting a focus on speed, and more speed. I enjoy these little nuances to each biome, and it makes creating your own custom tracks feel unique to each one of them. The track building itself is great because of how easily accessible it feels to build out your own visions. You can hop into the editor and build out a fun and large track in 10 to 15 minutes. I love this because it never felt like I was spending my entire gaming session on building a new track, and instead encourages players to pump these out to your heart's desire. You can certainly spend all the time in the world you want perfecting your custom tracks, but it didn't feel like a requirement. Having an easy-to-use system with robust element options means that the community is going to thrive well after release with a ton of fresh new tracks to keep you coming back to Hot Wheels 2. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 doesn't reimagine what made the first title great, but instead builds off an already rock-solid model. The new jump and lateral dash mechanics make the on-track driving better than ever with some much-needed additions to the customization side of things. The campaign delivers a great new option to build out your car catalog, though I wish the boss races had a little more staying power. The track editor feels great with its ease of use and will keep the multiplayer portion of the arcade racer going strong well after the initial release. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged builds off its great debut title and takes me back down memory lane with an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you so much for checking out my review of Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. Drop a comment and let me know what you think, and if you enjoyed the review, a like on the video goes a long way. If you want to stay up to date on future reviews, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. This is Josh Robinson with Joystick Gamer. Thank you for watching, and get racing out there.